Hello, welcome to the Be a Boss Mama, Grow Your Business While Growing Your Babies virtual speaker series. I am your host, Michelle Miller, and I am so excited today to introduce to you our guest speaker, Rebecca Renfrow. Rebecca, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your business?
Sure. So like you said, my name is Rebecca Renfrow, and I'm a mom first and foremost. So I have two boys. I have a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old, which is kind of crazy to imagine that I have teenage boys, but they're teenagers or almost there. So life is interesting around my house, to say the least. And then I've been married to my high school sweetheart for 21 years, which is almost crazy enough in itself. So, and I have a coaching business, and what I do is I coach women on women business owners. And the main thing that we focus on at the beginning is how to break through that negative mindset. And, what I see small business owners really struggle with the most, I've been an entrepreneur for 7 years, and what I see most of us, myself included, when I first became a business owner, that we struggle with is just that mindset, the things that we really hold ourselves back, fear of failure, fear, self-doubt, wondering what on earth we're even trying to do, and caring about what people think, and all that kind of stuff. Especially as moms, we struggle with that because we want to provide for our families, and the time we're putting into our businesses, we really want it to be worth something. So I help small business owners, I help women entrepreneurs really break through that negative mind frame. And then once they've done that, then we can accomplish all the other tasks of how do you grow an online business. So that's a little bit about me.
Great. So do you work mostly one-on-one with your clients, or do you do group programs?
I really love group coaching the best because this is it's not a brand new business, but I'm just getting started in the sense of really getting things going. I've had two businesses before this. And so it's kind of new for me too. And I'm learning what is working best for me and what my style fits. But I do like group coaching better. I love the collaboration and the way that other women entrepreneurs talk and communicate, and how we can all support each other. And so group coaching is mostly what I do. It's my favorite.
Awesome. Yeah, I love group coaching. I love the connecting with all the like-minded women and supporting each other. There is so important to have support. Can you talk a little bit about that? How did you get into the coaching business?
Well, that you're so right. The support, especially as a business owner, because of all the stuff that we've already talked about, how women feel about themselves and all that kind of stuff, is so important. And how I decided to be a coach was I hired my own coach. So I was struggling in my own business, my business that I had prior, with these type of things that we've been talking about. I was working on all this stuff and, reading tons of books, listening to podcasts, going to conferences. And I decided I needed to work with someone that could help me pinpoint these issues. So I hired my own coach and fell in love with the relationship that we had. And I was a teacher before I became a business owner. I was a teacher for 12 years. And so that teacher part of it, of how to really learn something, bring that to the other people that I was working with and help them work through the same things. So being a teacher is really the biggest part of coaching, is you're just learning, applying it to yourself, and then helping other women do the same thing. So support is key. I always tell people, you got to find your tribe. Find the people. I know that's kind of become like a cliche thing to say, but it's really true that you are going to, in anything you do in life, but especially in business, I've found that you're going to come up against a lot of naysayers, people who are going to say, that's crazy. Why are you even doing that? I know when I left teaching to start my first business, there were so many people that were telling me how crazy that was, and that the kiddos that I used to teach were going to miss me, and I needed to be there for them. It was so all this stuff. And that was really a time that I needed to connect with other people who were wanting to do what I was doing or were in the process, so that I didn't feel so alone, and that I had people to brainstorm with and to open up with and connect with. So support is key in anything we do in life, but in business, definitely important.
Yeah, I agree. Can you talk a little bit about self-care and the importance of that?
Yeah, as a business owner, I've had to learn this the hard way. I don't know about you, Michelle, but most business owners, we're giving and giving and giving, and we can get really depleted really fast. And so taking care of yourself, it's kind of like there's like a Jewish tradition that they have this bowl of water, and it's symbolized, and they have this, it has the bowl, and then it has like a tray underneath, or like a little saucer type thing, and there's the representation of you're pouring water into the bowl so that it can overflow onto the saucer. So that's symbolizing that you have to feed yourself so that you can feed and nurture other people. It's the same thing in business. If you're serving other people in your business, but you're not taking care of yourself first, you don't have anything to give anyone else. And then it's super stressful. We can be, we're just always giving. So it's really important to do things to help replenish your soul, to help replenish your body, exercise, journaling. I'm a big advocate of journals, gratitude journals, going for long walks, whatever it is for you to fill yourself up. You have to fill yourself up so that you have something to give other people. So,
yes, absolutely. Were there some challenges to starting your own business that you had to overcome?
Oh, goodness. Yes. I mean, honestly, when I first started my first business, the biggest obstacle was just believing that I could do it and that I had the skills to do it. And what I learned was if I didn't have the skills, I just had to, there was a place to learn them, that we all have this, we're living the world of the internet. There's just no reason not to know to figure things out. So, but I remember feeling like I couldn't do it. Like, who was I to think that I could grow a successful business? But really what I learned was the more we focus on taking one day at a time, breaking down big goals into smaller action steps, and celebrating along the way, the more successful we're going to feel and the more confidence we're going to have as we go. So, but yeah, the biggest obstacle is probably what everyone faced, which was, what am I even thinking I'm doing, and can I do this? So, yeah.
Yes. So if you had a client that wanted to start their own online virtual business, what advice would you give them?
Well, my biggest piece of advice, and really honestly, it's the thing that's really kept me going over the entire time I've been, well, once I figured this out and could apply this in any business I have or when I work with anyone, it's really knowing why you want to be in business in the first place. So you have to know what your why is. And what that means is you have to know, like, what were you made for? So I believe that we were all put on this earth for a specific reason. Like, we all have a purpose, and the more we live in that purpose, the more confident we're going to feel, the more successful we're going to feel, and the more task oriented towards that we're going to feel. So the more we're going to get done in life and anything. And so in your business, if you're wanting to start a business, you have to ask yourself why that is. And it can't be to make money. Making money is just the result. But you have to ask yourself, why do you want to be in business? So for example, for me, when I decided to be a coach and to coach other women entrepreneurs, I said to myself, why do I want to do that? Well, the reason I want to do it is because I believe that every woman has like major gifts inside of her. And if we can overcome these negative mindsets that we have, we can live out the dreams that we have, that we're here for. And so that was why I wanted to do it. And then just making money is just the result of that. So you have to ask yourself first why you want to do it, and make sure it's in alignment with what you believe is your purpose for even being here in your why in life is the same as your purpose, or, why you're, what you're supposed to be doing. So just answering that question, I think, is the first step. And then surrounding yourself with other entrepreneurs that are doing similar things as you, so that you can learn from one another and gain insight from one another and that sort of thing. So, and then just jump in with both feet,
Absolutely. Knowing your why is so important, and always staying connected to your why, to go back to your why when you're having a hard time or struggling or having doubt. It's like, why am I really doing this? And finding your why is like, what really brings you joy? What lights you up? And, turning your passions into profits is amazing. And, that coaching, helping other women to do that, it feels so good.
Yes, it does. Have you read Start With Why by Simon Sinek? Have you read that?
I haven't read that one yet. I'll have to add that to my list.
It's probably my favorite. It's really good. Yeah, you'll love it.
Awesome. So what does like a typical day look like for you? Are you, do you have like a certain schedule? Do you chunk your time?
On my very best day, yes. to all of that. So I'm a mom. And so if you're, moms, we all know, like, being a mom, so many things are thrown at you in such a different way. It never goes as expected. I've learned to expect the unexpected and to try to allow time in my schedule for that. But an ideal day for me is to get up earlier than my kids, because it goes back to that self-care. When I've had time to get up, have time to reflect, have time to kind of drink my coffee on my terms, that kind of stuff, journal, know where I'm going to go for that day, make a plan for the day, for the work day. I feel so much more prepared, and less confusion seems to come in my day and knock me off my guard if I've planned for it, if I've gotten up earlier. So I like to get up earlier than my kids. I definitely, and it's easier because my boys are older right now. So if everybody who's watching, if you have little kids and you're like, there's no way I could do that, I get you, because that was me. I remember too well. But my boys are older, so I do like to get up earlier than them. I like to get in some exercise plan for the day, because, again, like, I work my best. I've just figured out that if I will spend some time alone, if I'll journal, and then if I'll spend some time, like, just getting my heart rate up, like, life is just less stressful that way. So I try to do that, take my kids to school, that sort of thing, and then come home. And the most productive I am is when I am chunking my day. So looking at what I have to do for my business that day, what is the top most important thing that I need to do, that, like, I will lay my head down that night feeling super successful if I get this one thing done, this one big thing done. So I try to tackle that first. I try to turn off all distractions. Like I said, this is my best day. Leave my cell phone in another room and really turn off all the things on the computer and really just dig in and tackle that big project. So I try to do that the first chunk of the day in the morning, so that if life happens, then I've accomplished that one big thing for my business. And then kind of the rest of the day is the hierarchy of the rest of the things. So that's what I try to do. What about you, Michelle? What do you do?
Well, me, I try to, I can't really wake up earlier than my kids. I've tried that, but I am a night owl because of one of my other businesses is DJing, and so there's a lot of late nights with that, and so it's taken me lots of years to try to go to bed earlier than midnight every night. So I am getting better at that, but I do start my day journaling, tracking my mindset on a scale of 1 to 10, see how I'm feeling, set some goals and some intentions for the day, and then I go into my office and I do my work. I have multiple businesses currently, so I have to spread out my energy and really dedicate specific time to my specific businesses. And so that's about what my day looks like.
I love that, how you're giving it a number. That's awesome. I've never thought of it. That's awesome. I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, and then also at night, you go back to it and you give it another number. You rate how you feel then.
Yeah. So if your number is lower, what do you do to increase it?
Well, just by bringing more awareness to it, that helps me to raise that number. By just being aware of, like, okay, well, I wasn't feeling great. I was run down. I need more sleep. I need to eat better so I can feel better and be more productive, because it's all connected.
It is all connected. Yes, that's one of my big goals for the new year, is to just eat foods that make me feel good so that I can be more productive. Instead of, like, trying to lose weight or eat a certain diet, just listen to my body so that I know what foods make me feel good and help me get the most done, So that's awesome. I'm going to try that out, though. That's neat. And neat strategy. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have a free gift for us. And I will be posting a link to that at the bottom of this interview. And I wanted to thank you so much for being here today and being a part of this series.
Thank you so much for having me. It was fun. It's fun.
Awesome. Well, bye for now.
Bye.